Hi guys, so you're on to your second lot of creative arts projects now. I hope you're all well and staying safe. So I'm just going to explain through the drama section. Remember, normally your projects will last between 5 to 8 hours, but because creative arts is 3 subjects, music, art and drama, we've done 3 mini projects, but you do need to do all 3 of them. So the drama one should take you no longer than about 2 hours. So, for your tasks, for drama, I'd like you to get creative. On the next few slides, you will see a stimulus, which remember, a stimuli means a starting point for a piece of drama. I'd like you to start by writing a short summary of what the play would be about, including examples of characters and where it would be set. You'll then need to use the template on the next few slides to create a storyboard of this. You might find it easier to draw this on paper and upload a photo with your assignment rather than trying to do it actually on the PowerPoint. Finally, I'd like you to annotate your storyboard either on this document or on your actual storyboard that you write. You can make this any genre you'd like. A few little tips there. So you might think about doing a romance style piece, a horror, a tragedy, a comedy, a sci-fi or a crime. So I'd like you to create me a play about time travel. In regards to your marks then, there's 3 main tasks. So for the first one, there's 9 marks. To get the top marks, you have to do 3 things. Give a more detailed explanation of what the plot of your play will be about. Explain with clear examples the characters that will be in your play. And give clear examples and a description of where or when your play will be set. So for that first task, you'll use this slide here. So I've given you some sentence starters. So for the first bullet point within the marks, to get those 3 marks, you need to finish off, for my play, based on the stimuli time travel, I have decided that the plot of my play will be about. So there I want to know the most interesting points of the story that you're going to create for me, the play that you're going to create. We're not actually going to write it as a script. This is more your initial ideas, okay? For the second of those 3 bullet points then, for the first lot of marks, you need to finish off. The characters in my play will include. Now remember, to gain the higher marks, I don't just want to see a list of character names. I would like to see a little bit of an explanation at the side of what that character's role is. So this is Marge and she is the mother within the play. And maybe a little bit more about them as well. So a bit about their personality. She's a very happy-go-lucky kind of person, for example. Finally then, the setting for my play will be, so think about maybe if you do, obviously we're doing time travel, so what decade or year it's set in. It might be what part of the world, a different country, or it might be a specific location like a house or an abandoned manor. Okay, so that's the first bit. Those first 3 bullet points under task 1. You might want to, at different points, pause what I'm saying and do the tasks as we go. But if not, you are more than welcome. Just keep listening and just come back to it when you feel you need to. So the second part of the task then is the storyboard. And earlier on, you heard me mention about a template. That's this one. So there's a series of 6 boxes. So you can imagine I'm expecting you to think of 6 scenes based around your main idea. And in each of the boxes, underneath where it says scene, what I'd like you to do is draw me an image, okay? This image will be of the main thing that happens in scene 1. So if in scene 1 you thought, right, okay, I'm going to show an accident that's happened, you might draw out that accident and so on and so on. So the main thing that happens in that scene. To get those marks then, because all we're doing at the minute is drawing an important image of something that would happen in that scene, you've got to do 3 things to get the top marks. So 1, Make sure that your image is detailed. If you have colours and access to paints, I massively encourage you to use those. But if you don't, that doesn't mean you can't get all of the marks. It's about the level of detail. So not just a few stick men and a few lines. I'm thinking a little bit more detail, a little bit more skills shown. So think about what you've previously done in art as well. Another way you can get access to those marks for task 2 is by making sure that images are clear. Okay, you might want to get somebody at your house to check those images and get a fresh pair of eyes to see if they can understand from what you've drawn what it is you're trying to put across. And finally, about the flow from image to image. So does it make sense in a timeline? So that's task 2. Again, if you wanted to pause right now, that's absolutely fine. And you can get that bit of the task done and then come back to me once you have finished. If not, please continue listening. So the final bit of the task is explaining your storyboard images. So you'll notice on here, you've got the little box at the top for each one of them that says scene. Then you've got your box underneath where you're going to draw your image. And then underneath, there's a smaller box as well for each one. So now you've got your summary, your characters and your setting. You should have a drawing for each scene. And now I want you to think about explaining them. So what I'd expect to see for those higher marks would be a description of what could happen under each one with an example. Then, for getting even higher marks, I'd like to see you explain why this part of the scene, why this scene in particular is very important. What does it do for us? Why does it help the storyline? And then finally, I'd like you to analyse what effect this scene would have on the audience. So when I say that, what I actually mean is, what do you want your audience to think about, feel, or understand about the characters and their situation at this point in the play? Okay? So all in all then, there's 81 marks available for this particular project. I've just also put in there a few things for you to consider. So, will your characters go backwards or forwards in time? Why do they want to time travel? How will they travel? Because they might be a scientist themselves, or they might know somebody who is, or if you're doing a particular crime piece, for example, they might break into a laboratory and use somebody else's equipment. What do they want to know, do or see when they time travel? And will they bring anything back with them? So they're just a few things to consider whilst you're doing this presentation, whilst you're doing this storyboard. If you've got any questions, you are more than welcome to message me on Teams, or you can email me as well, and I'll give you a little bit more guidance. But just to run back over it then, you've got 3 tasks. The first one is about giving that summary, talking about your characters in a description. So you'll use this slide to complete that. The next task is drawing your images on the template, making sure that they are clear and detailed. So again, you've got the template there and it's the middle of the 3 boxes and you need 6 scenes. And then finally, it's about explaining your storyboard. So describing what happens, why that moment is important and what effect it would have. Stay safe, everyone. Have fun.